plots. Yeah, dude, like 95 on Rotten, the highest movie we've done. You know what I mean? So dude, like
the big thing that I love about this is that through Creed's journey, he gets to Conlon. They go all 12 rounds, I believe. He's the first person to ever knock Conlon down, to not knock him out, but to knock him down off his feet in a match. Although it wasn't enough, to win the title. So, in short, Creed loses his big fight. Rather than doing the cliche like win, happy ending, he loses. But Conlon walks over to him and he's like, "Yo, you're the future of this business. I respect you. Thank you." And it was like that cockiness went right out the window because
your daddy would be proud.
Yeah, he showed him what's up, and I thought that was a really a unique way. Rather than going for the obvious, he wins and gets everything that he wants. You know what I mean? So he's not quite there, and that leaves room for Creed 2.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a solid movie, solid story.
Yeah.
All around.
In a way, I want to talk about like Conlon was training Adonis for this business. You know what I mean? Like this is how the big dogs are going to be. You know what I mean? We're going to be coming at you with bite. We're not going to let go until the fight's done. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is.
Yeah.
Let's break off into UFC, but UFC is like that, dude, and them motherfuckers are vicious. But
yeah, I know what you mean. You're talking about basically like the weigh-ins scene where Conlon is basically like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy? I don't even want to fucking fight him. Like he's nothing but
you're a false Creed."
Yeah. Wow. What a jab. What a jab. And that, of course, that created the huge tension. But, that's also business. Nobody really wants to see, like, "Yo, man, thank you so much for letting me fight you, man." You know what I mean? Like, that boxing and MMA thrives on its villains. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways. And the trash talking. People love the drama and the trash talking, no matter what.
You notice, I know we're kind of going off subject, but we're talking about MMA as well. Have you noticed that Conor McGregor has kind of stepped away from that cocky bad boy mentality and kind of gone into a more humble personality? I know he has lost I think the last 2 of his 3 fights.
Yeah, the Poirier.
But I think, I don't know, maybe it's just growing up a little bit, because I know he was at the part one. Like you said, he was a great villain for the UFC. He would that guy, I can tell, did not know how to shut up, and he was great at poking at you.
Mm-hmm.
It was like he would say it's an honor to fight with him in a ring because you're going to get paid when you're fighting McGregor.
Yeah. So, and also, I think he's also getting old because he didn't look as he's getting rocky, dude. He's gone raw by Khabib a few times. You know what I mean? So he's looking stiff in the ring now. He doesn't have that loose. Like it looked like he always had a karate stance. In this one, in the fight with Poirier, he had a boxer stance, and that's just kind of him getting like not as loose as he is. Maybe that's what he needed to do against Poirier, but it didn't work. But
I think Tiny just said, the whole Khabib controversy changed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
probably in a lot of ways. But
yeah, they were starting to bash each other's religions and how they can talk each other's native tongues and shit. It was getting deep, dude. Like that's how it is. The business of boxing is real. It can go deep as to hurting your religions and shit like that. Which I'm glad this movie left out. It could have brought in like something about religion out of nowhere, and no one likes that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like the fact that Pretty Boy it was Pretty Boy
Conlon?
or Pretty Ricky Conlon. This was his last fight, pretty much as a professional fighter, because he's going to end up going at least from what the movie was saying, he's going to prison for the next 7 years because of a gun charge.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where you see like you were saying that his promoter and his coach were kind of like, we need the Creed name because this is going to be the last fight for my boy, and we need the money and the publicity for this fight, because if not, then he's going away and he's not going to be able to give anything for his family, and that's where you kind of have a sense of like, okay, like, at least the coach is kind of a nice guy, because at one point he's talking to Conlon, and he's like, I'm not looking out for you, I'm looking out for your family. You're the dumbass who got caught with a gun, and you're the one who threw away millions of dollars when you punched that guy and broke his jaw, during a weigh-in or whatever. But at least you get to see that there's some kind of
there's stakes for him. Yeah, there's stakes.
Yes,
there's
yeah,
stakes
well.
for him on the table as well, and you get to feel it. However, I will say that I thought the sequel was necessary because they elaborate way more on the side of Drago and what they're going through, being from Russia, and that kind of clash of the culture over there, and how, if you're a fighter and you lose, you're shamed, you're kicked out of everything. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck you, like, you're, his wife left
this is
him.
how we do it over here,
Yeah.
It gets crazy, dude.
Yeah, and they show that
because his dad was like thrown out of Russia, right?
Pretty much like almost exiled, and then as a like how do you say, his son felt that dynamic as well. You know what I mean? Because then he was raised pretty much just with his father, because his mother was shamed, of her husband. She left, and I feel like they give you a really good second side to that, where they're going with that big fight for the second film, something that was a little less intensified in this first one. You get a few moments here with Conlon or whatever, but he's mostly played as the
as the villain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally get you on that. Yeah, that does. They do like way more on that side, kind of trying to make you feel sympathetic towards the rival, or Drago's son.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also think it was because it was Ivan Drago, a big character for the franchise, and it was Dolph Lundgren coming back. That's awesome, and I feel like Dolph doesn't get enough credit for how good he was in that film at all. Nobody ever talks.
He was a monster
in many films, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like he kind of fell off the way that Van Damme did, as the action superstar who was washed up. So to see him come back and do something serious, something that wasn't straight to video, he's done a lot of straight to video stuff for the past couple years, and to see him come back on the big, on the silver screen and be so fucking good, in my opinion. Nobody talks about how good Dolph Lundgren is in Creed 2. So I wanted to shed some light on that. I know we're talking about the sequel now, but it's worth it.
It's all part of it. It's the same universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this first one. It was so good, like you said. It's a great way to reintroduce these characters, and kind of introduce a new fan base to the older ones who haven't. Maybe if they haven't seen those and they're just a fan of Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Which Alyssa is. She wanted me to tell you thank you for picking this movie and giving her a reason to watch a movie with Michael B. Jordan in it. So thank you. I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess. No.
I was about to say, dude, that that it's a good way to introduce a new chapter, because I think many like of the youngins haven't seen like Rocky, if not at all. You know what I mean? They're just gonna probably skip to this one, dude. Like, and then it's gonna make them want to watch Rocky probably after. You know what I mean? It's just good reintroduction back into this universe. Like,
just,
you know, so
just the same way that James. A couple weeks ago, he wrecked Cobra Kai. I think we all did, but he said that I believe you said that your son Jordan was interested in going back and watching the original trilogy for Karate Kid, and that's an amazing thing.
Yes.
You know, if a resurrection of something can make, especially somebody that's young, you know, interested in. Hey, what's the story behind these other films, you know, and going all the way back to the late 80s, you know what I mean, essentially, that means you're doing something, and I feel like Creed really hit it on the nose with doing that, you know what I mean, where so many people probably went back and started digitally renting or buying all the Rocky movies so they could see Apollo in action, you know what I mean? You know, or see how he passed away in the universe, and it just created all of this traction for something that had long been dormant. You know what I mean? And look at where we are now. We're, you know, staring down the barrel of a third Creed. So something's working for it,
right? Like, did you? I don't know if it was just me noticing it, or if my eyes were just playing tricks on me, but. Michael B. Jordan in the beginning of the movie, when you see him in his, you know, right before his barroom brawl, he's fit, of course, you know, he's an athletic guy, but from his physique in that, because you see him, you know, with his shirt off getting ready to go fight, and then seeing him towards the end of that movie after he's gone through all his training, how much leaner he looks, or how much more muscle he put on.
Yeah.
I want to say that it was probably they wanted that effect in the movie, so you can see kind of, you know, he's in shape, of course, and, you know, he's a boxer, but he's actually training now, so he is definitely in a professional type of state, or phase of his physique and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool of them to, so that you could see the transformation.
And you got to remember when he found about Rocky and like went on his little rant. Rocky noticed that he's lost 5 pounds. He could instantly notice it. Remember that? He was like, "Hey, look like you lost 5 pounds. Eat." And then he tells him to like sit down and eat with him. Like, I thought, I was like, damn. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that part, but I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He looked like he was getting skinnier through the film, dude. I'm like, maybe he's not eating as well, dude. Just keeping his body lean. That takes like a really hard focus to do, especially for actors, because I remember Henry Cavill, people like that say they don't like doing it, dude. It kind of like they just want to be chill, dude, like, and just act. They don't want to be like super shredded all the time, you know what I mean? Like, it takes a toll. It could, like, not that it'll harm you, but, you know, like sometimes, like, then we do a more
it's just not as fun, you know, when you're, I mean, you have to work for it. If you want to look good, you have to work to have that type of body. It's not fun when you're counting calories and you know, watching everything you eat, and I had an extra, you know, drink of you know, wine or something, so now I have to run 10 miles tonight, so I burned it all off. And I mean, I can understand why actors don't like to do that, but I mean, that's the life they're in, I guess, if they want to role.
To be in that method, you know?
Yeah. I got a question for both of you guys. Do you think Tessa Thompson's or Bianca's reaction to her finding out that Adonis was actually Creed's son, do you think her reaction was justified for her reasoning? To me, I honestly think that she was overreacting a little bit. That's just my opinion. I can understand, I guess, where she's coming from, but to me, I just think that's a little overreaction for the movie. Not, I mean, for her character. It didn't do anything to the movie for me. It didn't ruin anything, but I just think that She's great acting.
Tessa Thompson's gorgeous, dude. Let her be excited. Fuck it, dude.